So this is the wonderful fencing job that only Tom Maracas can fix. Can you see these pieces of wire sticking out? Can you see the sharpness of these pieces of wire? Okay. This is just one section down in the southeast corner. And you'll see all these different kinds of wire. Look at this here. Imagine what that would do to a dog's eye. Disgusting. Look at down here. What they put in there. Because the dogs walk right out and get killed in traffic. And Tom Maracas is going to fix that all up for us. Well, there's lots of that stuff. This is well, this is good galvanized, looks like 1/2 inch square fencing of some kind. And of course you got trees growing through the fence. That always makes for a nice safe fence. And more of that funny stuff down there held on by nice sharp strands of wire. And then here, I guess they figure that small dogs will never come to this section because there's nothing to keep the small dogs out. Oh, now they got a new delivery of orange plastic fence. That's good. Orange plastic fence covering 2 of the bottom holes. They don't figure dogs can jump up through the 7-inch holes above it. Oh, some more orange stuff. I guess they had quite a bit of that left over in the works yard. And have a look at the top of these poles. Dogs love to jump up. The bylaw in one town is that for a, it's Oshawa, for a dog pen it has to be 2 meters above the tallest that the dog can jump. And that's because they jump up and then they fall down on these sharp things and they spear themselves to death. I can send you a link to one of those pictures if you want. It's pretty ugly. So again, more orange fence, more orange fence, orange fence. And then you get to this kind of lovely stuff. This is, of course, nice sharp. Look at this. Nice sharp pieces of, look at that sticking out there. Dog comes along, catches that, and it's going to lose an eye. It's going to lose a big chunk of something. Look at it. It's everywhere. Look, everywhere you look, there's sharp ends of wire. Just waiting. I'll point to it here so you can see it. One there, one here. There's somebody stuck a piece of wood in. More sharp wires. Look at this. Isn't that wonderful? I mean, all the dog has to do is be jumping up at that post and come down on the wire. And everywhere you look, there's sharp wires hanging out. More orange fence. More orange plastic fence, up 1 or 2 holes covered. More rusty old fence. See, what the big dogs do is they get the fence going out like that, then they get their head in there, the wire snaps back and they can't pull back over their ears. So they choke to death. And this fence came from $10,000 that they cheated. Look at this here, look. It's about 3 feet off the ground. It's so collapsed. More of that nice sharp stuff. They cheated a veterinary clinic in Aurora. Look at this. Look. Can you see those sharp ends of wire? Can you see how many they are? Look at this. Everywhere you look. Sharp pieces of wire. Sharp pieces of wire. Everywhere. a piece of rope for some dog to hang itself on. More orange fence. I guess they really thought the orange fence was the solution to everything. But it, as you can tell, it's just sitting there, not fastened. Another rusty, sharp top of a post. Dogs are enjoying it anyway. Look at this mess in here. What is this? You got overgrown trees, posts out in the middle of nowhere doing nothing, more sharp wire, another post doing nothing, and then another piece of this lovely second-hand chain link fence. I have no idea where they would have got that from, but look at this. Now you'll think I'm going back over the same thing, but I'm not. I'm just walking up the east side from south to north. Oh, here's a different kind of fencing again they've stuck on here. They wired it on somewhere. Usually when they wire it on, they leave a sharp piece of wire. Oh, here they got the sharp piece of wire pointing outside. They don't trim the wires. Oh, look at that. Somebody tied a poop bag there. Now, more chicken wire. Isn't this useful? Tied on with pieces of Lord knows what, with sharp wires hanging off it. Chicken wire, chicken wire, chicken wire. All of a sudden it ends, and the end of the chicken wire is there. And now here, there's nothing. So any dog, small dog, and quite large dogs can get out those holes. And if they don't get out cleanly, they get caught and they die. Well, you say the owners are here. Yes, they are. They're watching out for their dogs because the park is loaded with problems. Chicken wire, more chicken wire. Oh, back to orange fence mode. That's really cool. Look at hanging right off here. See how well that's fastened? More orange wire. Anyway, by now you're getting the point. Oh, look, somebody actually bent these two pieces of wire back so the dog can't get hurt. If they'd only done that everywhere, eh? But then this one's hanging right out there. And that's the whole east side. The rest of the park is at least as bad, if not worse. Here you've got overgrown, sorry, they call it naturalized. Of course, what happens is the vegetation grows in and starts to twist and bend and pull the fence. Eventually the fence comes down. Farmers know that. That's why they clear on either side. Here's, you know, this tree coming right through. Blows in the wind, starts pulling the fence. And then we get up to the, hi Shiva, bring the ball. Good girl. Here's the fence right at the gates. And there's the big holes for the dogs to get out of. More sharp wires to greet you as you enter the park. And it's all rusted, all deformed. Here's the massive entry gate. And here's the brand new equipment gate that they recovered when they recovered the person gate. The latches are custom made by a volunteer. It's the only pair that exists in the world. They're not suited to this dog park, of course. That's all we've got. And there's Mr. Downey's lock and chain, so that we don't get out of control and bring in some heavy equipment and move the chips around. It locks up the gate. You can bring in your own equipment, but you have to convince two people from the town staff to come and watch you. And if two people come from the town staff You wouldn't need to hire people yourself to do it. So all of this fencing and the gates are to be maintained by the volunteers. So not only do you get the joy of picking up the dog poop every day, but on the weekends you can come fix the fencing and the gates. And then you can explain to the pet owners why their dogs get out these holes. Here, Shiva, come here. Come here, give me the ball. Let's show you what happens. Come on. Come on, get the ball. Get the ball. Come on. See, they put their head right through the fence. And if they're big and fat enough, that head gets stuck in there. They're just dogs. I mean, they're all animals. They're just a bunch of animals. But look at this stuff. All a dog has to do is jump up on that fence trying to get at a bird, puts its paw on one of those wires, and it's due for a tetanus shot. A couple of $100 and you're out of the vet, free and clear. This is the naturalized border between the park proper and the street. It's totally overgrown with thistles. Look at this. This is nice. There's thistles as far as you can see, and of course they propagated into the park proper, and the small dogs get those stuck in their paws and in their mouths, and then you're back to the vet again. No attempt to keep the small dogs in. Lots of naturalization. I don't know how the girls walk along there at night. Anybody could be hiding in that crap. More of these tensioning posts with wires hanging out. Sticks hanging out. Just piles of debris up against the fence, pushing it in. No protection for the small dogs down here at all. I don't know why they figured the small dogs would only go over to the other side of the park. Dogs aren't that stupid. I mean, they can be dumb, but once they find the small holes, look at this. Isn't that beautiful? Eh? This is from the Director of Parks and Recreation. I shocked myself coming in today. I didn't realize there was a second sign for the Arboretum in our parking lot. But there it is. We don't get one sign, the Arboretum gets at least two, because it's his favorite project. He gives them free gloves. And the poor volunteers have to... Oh, look at this, this is wonderful. One of the better places. The volunteers here have to provide their own rubber gloves for picking up other people's poop. And they have to cut their own grass because that's what the Director of Parks says you have to do. No other town park that's been adopted tells their people they have to cut the grass over 4.5 acres with your own mower and your own gas. But here they do. Here they do. It's not in their contract. No, of course it's not in their contract. There's no verbiage at all that says the volunteers have to cut the grass. But the Parks Department hates dogs so much that they try to get the volunteers to quit by telling them